Yeah, and we're also working on shared values. Like, you know, if you're going to change HAL and you're going to make it device kit, that's great. But what does that mean for the ABI? How do we keep the application's program interface and the application binary interfaces stable so we can ride out the transition? We don't have shared values on that either. So these are some of the, sorry if I'm boring anybody else in the crowd, but these are some of the procedural issues that we're dealing with in free software as we mature on the client side. The server side figured this stuff out years ago, right? On the user side, right, we're figuring out how to work together, destroy the separate silos that come with mobile. We're learning how to actually realize that we're creating a product, a whole product together, and we need to start acting that way. I think it'll work itself out in the sense that people like me are going to bleed and sweat over it until it's done, but it'll work itself out in the next couple of years. Right now we have brilliant moments and we have brilliantly bad moments, right? And we just need to smooth that out.
Along those lines, how is the cooperation these days between KDE people and people?
Pretty good. I mean, we had a combined, we combined our world events. So every year, somewhere between 300 and 450 people, 300 and 450 people come together for our world conference, a developer conference called Academy every year in Europe. We actually have, by the way, if anybody's interested, we're doing Camp KDE. We do it in the Americas somewhere every year. It's our Americas version of Academy. It's actually in January. If you go to camp.kde.org, you can sign up and join us. It's actually pretty close. I think it's in San Diego this year. So somewhere in California. Anyway, so it's drivable. But yeah, and they have theirs Guadec, and we actually co-located for the first time ever this year. And so we got together. In KDE 4, we changed out our IPC mechanism from decop to dbus. We adopted and helped refine the shared MIME type specification, shared thumbnailing caching. We presented a new system tray protocol just recently. We finished out, along with Canonical, helping us standardizing the notifications plumbing part of that. That's done. We have done a huge amount of standardization work in KDE 4, and that's mostly with our friends at GNOME, working in some capacity. You will find that if you run a Qt or KDE-based application in another environment, it runs really well. You'll find we use the native file dialogues, the button orders and the dialogues switch around to be native. You can even use the native style, whether it's on Windows, Mac OS, KDE, GNOME, whatever. It integrates with the platform. You won't find any other toolkit or group doing anywhere near the amount of integration work. So our relationship with GNOME is really good, but I'm really proud to be a part of a group that looks at our software as our applications should run everywhere and run everywhere as first-class citizens. That's something you don't find anywhere, except right here. So kudos to the people. I'm not involved with that, so I just tip my hat to those people who are doing that. Was there a question here?
Yeah. Actually,
is there another presenter?
So if we can wrap up, yeah. Aaron's going to be here for the rest of the day, and then he will be going over to the after post-event party too. So if you have further questions, go ahead and ask him later, if you don't mind.
Yeah. No, I hate people. Jeez. I'm also